Okay. Absolutely beautiful Chevy 54. It's been done a lot. And the best thing is it's got the designer's dozen pick right here from 2019.
You can come in here.
All right. That's Jimmy. He owns this beautiful machine. So let's get a little bit closer. How are you, Jimmy?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not surprised that you are fine because the way this is just sitting here, it's absolutely beautiful. As soon as you walk through the doors inside the expo center here at Syracuse Nationals, it just stands out. It stands out. So tell us, what have you got here?
This is a 1954 Chevrolet 5-window pickup truck. It's unique by a couple of things. First of all, it's a 3600. Most of the guys that are doing the trucks are doing 3100s. 3600s mean it started out as a 3/4 ton pickup, which meant it had very heavy springs and things,
Okay.
very strong chassis to carry weight. This was a work truck.
Okay.
This was a farm truck.
A farm truck.
This is what it looked like when I got it. You know.
Let's get that close up.
And it was used on a farm. It was, the body showed signs of many years of hard work.
Absolutely.
But it was a very, very strong vehicle. These were geared to go very slow, but be able to move large.
And when did you get it in that state?
It's probably about 5 years ago.
And before that, do you know if it had been restored or touched?
No, I know it was the man that I bought it from had started to rewire it.
Okay.
And but it still had the original engine, all the original suspension.
Original body as well?
Original body. Well, probably, yes.
Okay.
And it was a straight 6-cylinder. It had a 4-speed on the floor. Geared very low, so again, to go not very fast, but very powerful.
So the 3600s, they were
Right.
built to last.
Right.
And for it to look like that
Right.
before you got it, it just shows how durable they were.
A couple of unique things. This one has an 8-foot bed.
An 8-foot bed, okay?
Okay, you can see
What do
them.
they usually have?
Normally the 3100s, which is what everybody does, are 6 foot beds.
6 foot,
So it would be
okay.
about like here.
Yeah, it does definitely look
Okay?
longer as
So,
well.
And this is what they added here. You'll see a lot of these trucks with the spare tires mounted right here.
Okay.
So it's big enough for the tire,
Right, right.
This is also unique in that this truck has what's called 5 windows. Okay, they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is that something you customized yourself?
Yes, this was not here. And for safety, when you're driving and you want to look out the side,
Yeah.
you see the traffic here. So I had these added. So, and it makes it a nice look. And I was able to find a package that you could buy all the rubber and all the stained glass.
It definitely looks nice.
And everything matches. So this window and that window. So this is same glass. Windshield was all sold as a kit.
Okay, well, that makes
So
things
all the
easier.
glass matches,
Beautiful, beautiful
The
interiors.
interior is actually all stock. That's the original seat, believe it or not.
This is the original seat.
Original seat. See, this is the original frame. And it only moves up and back about 2 inches.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of room. In the 50s, people were shorter, believe it or not.
Okay.
And so there's not a lot of room in there, okay? But anyway, to leave it as stock as I could, and this was my goal through the whole build, is to let it look as stock as possible. That's completely stock dashboard. It has updated gauges that look like the originals. That radio looks exactly like the radio from the 50s, but it's a modern radio with AM, FM, and MP3.
And it works and everything, but
Yes.
it's exactly
Yes.
how it would have looked
Yes.
in 54.
I also have air conditioning hidden in the car that
Hidden?
you can't see the ductwork.
Okay.
Look under here. See the ductwork?
Oh, yep.
Okay. And right here is the control for the air conditioning.
Oh,
I
isn't
hid
that
it in
brilliant?
there.
Look at that.
So I hid it in there. So
Just to keep it to that look that in 54,
to keep the dashboard
Yep.
as authentic looking as possible.
there was no conditioning. There was no air conditioning.
On the top is the windshield wiper switch.
Because they didn't have windshield
That's-
wipers
well,
at that time.
They ran on vacuum back then. Right?
Vacuum?
Yeah.
What was? Tell me a bit more. What's?
Well, the engine creates a vacuum. They didn't have the need for another electric motor, so
Okay.
so it would run on. They weren't very effective.
Okay. So were they still wipers?
Yes, but they were sporadic.
Sporadic. All right.
Okay. When you were driving, they would stop. And when you took your foot off the gas, they would work.
Okay, that's not helpful.
Makes perfect sense, right?
Okay.
Okay, so this,
You've got a cut in here. What is this here?
what's that?
There's a cut here. Just
This here?
Yeah.
Is the little ashtray.
Oh my goodness! Look at that.
And this is a cigarette lighter that they use, right?
Oh, brilliant.
And but it makes a good place to plug your phone charger in, right?
And it's
So
got all that as well.
the seek knob is actually a choke knob, which is connected to the carburetor, which was a manual choke. If a car has a carburetor these days, most of them have automatic chokes. But this is how they built this truck with a hand manual choke.
So you have to educate me. When
the car is cold, when the truck is cold,
Yeah.
you take this and you pull it out.
Yeah.
That closes the choke on the carburetor.
Okay.
Which cuts down the amount of air that goes in, which makes the fuel mixture richer. So it makes it run better when it's cold.
Okay.
And then as soon as you start it,
You would
push it in a little
push it
bit and
back
you're
in.
good.
It's only to get it started.
Yes.
Okay. I did not know that, so I appreciate that.
Oh, and there's one other switch over there that controls the electric fan. We could talk about that when we look at the management.
Okay.
But this seat is the original seat that was just recovered in leather with new springs and new foam. But it is all the original frame.
So it was kept really well, or it wasn't used as much. One of the two.
It was used a lot.
It was used a lot.
Yeah, everything was really worn out, but
It speaks of the 3600 on just how good they were.
Yes.
Before we get to the engine, I'm loving the color. The color
Yes.
combination here is just. I do like gold.
I hope your camera can.
Oh, I think it can, especially with the lights in here.
Yeah, the lighting is key. The car is two colors.
Okay.
It's copper penny, and candy apple red. Okay. Now, all the colors that are this tone, it's all the same paint is what I'm trying to say. So this up here in the white looks completely different than this.
Yes, it does.
It's the same paint. It's just the lighting that changes it. Okay. See?
It's similar to the candy red here. See how shiny?
Look at how it looks like almost a purple.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this wheel is the same as this.
Wow.
And the entire frame is painted this color underneath.
Lighting is everything, isn't it, Jimmy?
Yes. Yeah. Now,
look, this one looks so much more lighter.
yes. Now look at that. Look at that side over there. You know?
Oh yeah. See, as you can see, you can really tell the different colors.
Yeah. Now, if you come back here, careful. I was so lucky to get this spot.
Yeah.
Normally we put LED lights under the truck
Okay.
to light the underside of the truck. But they gave me that beautiful spot there.
Oh, you do,
See, it's hitting the mirror now. See how it's lighting the paint?
And even the Chevrolet sign there, it looks very different from this angle.
This looks different than this, right? It's
Yep.
the same. You see
But
all the
it's the same
metallic in
thing.
there with the light?
And then when you get close, you can see that it is the same.
Yeah. Now, try to come here and look down at the mirror.
Okay, tell us. You've got, is that a new chassis?
Yes, no, it's the original chassis of the truck that was all customized.
Oh, that's better. Okay. So what did you do to the original? It was in really good condition.
No, it wasn't really in good condition. I could show you pictures in the book of all the.
Okay.
It was months and months of fabrication to modernize it to different suspension that was safer and more comfortable.
And that was your aim. You didn't want to just put a brand new chassis on it. You
Right.
wanted to restore the original to the best that you could. And it took you a long time.
Yes.
Show me what it looked like beforehand, because I mean
can show you in the
that looks brilliant
pictures.
now.
These are. I went around and around which was going to be the best tire, the right size that was going to fit. These are special. This is called an artillery style wheel. Normally this is a circle, but these are a new style here with this oval.
Looks nice.
And this is a chrome trim ring. and you get a little bit of the paint on the outside.
Oh yes,
See
you
it?
do. Look at that. And that's the exhaust coming out on the side.
That's the exhaust.
So why is it coming from the side?
Coming from the side, the decision was to try to keep the heat away from the fuel tank, which was back there.
Okay.
So rather than have the exhaust try to go around or over or under the fuel tank, the original fuel tank, this is crazy. This is a good one.
Why are you opening the door?
The original fuel filler was right here.
So where was the tank?
Was behind the seat.
I mean, that's a bit dangerous.
As you were driving, you could hear the gasoline sloshing in the tank.
Wow.
So,
was that common for 54?
yes, they were from 1948 on to 55 or 60.
Okay.
And in the magazine article, there was a little bit in there about memories I had. My father had a truck just like this. My father was in construction.
Okay.
It's one of the reasons I wanted to do this truck.
Okay.
So I had memories of myself sitting in the middle as a young boy.
Yeah.
My father driving, my uncle sitting here.
Nice.
And they're, they're working guys who got a white t-shirt on.
Yeah.
And they both have a cigarette.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about the gasoline that's sloshing around in the back of my head, and my uncle's got his arm around me like this.
Oh wow! And you actually were thinking about that even as a young boy.
I'm like, this doesn't sound too good to me.
Oh, you were pretty switched on, because no, that does not sound good at all. But
So anyway, so the fuel tank's all the way in the back, and we put the exhaust coming out over here, so we keep the heat away from the fuel.
it doesn't interfere.
You can see the two mufflers down the line that in between.
There's the mufflers, yeah. So there is an exhaust on the other side as well. There's an exhaust on the other side as well. Okay. All right. So you said original engine?
No, this is the engine from a 1959 Cadillac.
Oh, nice. And which engine is it?
It's a 390 V8.
390 V8.
And it was reworked and bored out to a 400, so now it's actually a 400 cubic engine.
And when you say reworked, and
it was completely taken apart with new pistons, new camshaft.
so they rebuilt the engine again. They customized that engine.
Redid the engine. Now, the reason I picked this engine is things I didn't want. I didn't want a computer-controlled engine.
Okay.
So there's no computers in this car. It's very simple, and it runs with a carburetor, which is a mechanical device, and it runs with a set of electronics or ignition points. It's an old style way of making a spark, but it's very simple. It's mechanical. There's nothing electronic about it that can burn out.
So it still has spark plugs?
It still has spark plugs, but it doesn't have an electronic circuit board or a brain or anything like that
To get it started.
that could, fry or go bad or something. So I didn't want. I see so many guys spending tons of money on a custom car or truck, and they put these very exotic computer-controlled engines in it, and the only way they could fix it is with a computer. So I've
Which will cost you 3 times every time you want to go and get it fixed as well.
But then you don't know what it is. In the old days, it was an expression. If it had compression and it had gas and it had spark, it would run.
Yeah.
So that's what we have here.
Oh, that's awesome. That's brilliant.
But the Cadillac engine has still got a lot of the original Cadillac components, like this air conditioning compressor is a Cadillac item. There's a Cadillac generator here, and all the brackets and all the pulleys and all the belts are the original Cadillac design. Internally, these were upgraded to the new Freon, and this was upgraded to become an alternator, not a generator, so it would work better. But, but still, the casing and the brackets, the pulleys, and the belts are still original 1959 Cadillac.
Very nice. Let's see that picture of the chassis, the way it looked beforehand.
There's the truck again. Oh, there's a little clip of what I was talking about with my dad.
This is so nice. That's brilliant.
So, like, see, this piece had to be fabricated underneath the chassis, underneath.
Okay.
These had to be reworked because they weren't high enough.
Yeah.
With the new style suspension that would make more travel of the axle in the back. So they had to be reworked. The new brake pedal had to go in there. And this is fitting up the new engine and the transmission that had to be in a different spot because the original engine didn't look anything like that. Okay, and all this is all new fabrication. This
Of
is
the
all
original
new.
chassis.
Of the original chassis.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. It looks very different now.
Yes,
So
yes.
wow.
And,
Okay.
this particular picture shows a lot where this was all created. The torsion bar here, or this anti-sway bar is here, and then there's 4 links of the suspension that go this way. That's another good picture. You can see the suspension bars there.
Yeah.
And all this was created in this restoration shop. It took months designing, drawing, and
Wow.
getting engineered. This cross piece had to be made so that the drive shaft could fit through the
Yeah.
wheel. This is the front suspension here. This is a custom radiator that had to. This was the only space we had for a radiator, so we had to find a company that could make the radiator wide enough so that it would provide enough cooling for the bigger engine. This is a much more engine than the
Right.
6-cylinder that was in here.
Because you have
originally.
changed the front of the car. It looks.
This is original. The only thing that's different is that this is chrome.
That's
where this
chrome?
was painted.
Okay.
It was painted black.
Okay. So because it's lower, it looks more. This is custom though.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this, see how this is black?
Oh yeah.
That's the same piece.
Oh, it's the same piece. Look, what a difference chrome makes. And I always mention this, that chrome is absolutely
Or it changes
beautiful.
the whole look, right? It
Changes
makes it
the whole look.
three-dimensional. This just lays flat, you don't see it.
That's why I thought that the whole front was
Yeah, you
changed.
see that piece in the middle? That's this one.
That's that piece. It's
Yeah.
exactly the same. It's
Yeah.
just now done in chrome.
Right.
It makes a world of difference, doesn't it?
I'm sorry?
It makes a world of difference.
Yes, yes.
It does give it a 3D effect.
Yeah, so this goes on, and then it gets to the point where I say, we start to do the body, and we
Yeah.
put the windows in like we talked about.
It's the part where you start to get excited about it, and you know it's all coming
And
together.
It's coming together and doing the body work. Then we had to pick the colors. And,
You knew right away this is the colors you wanted?
No. There were about maybe 50 different colors.
Okay.
And we were trying to do a combination and putting these side by side. This is actually this color, just the way the light hit. But this is actually the differential underneath the rear of the truck. And this was one of the first things to get painted where I could see the 2 colors side by side.
Yeah, and you would have fallen in love right there.
And this is, they painted the engine the same paint, the doors. These are the brackets that are holding the running boards on. And more and more it started to, more and more color you started to see it.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. And the fact that your father had this and you've got the memories.
And this is actually 2 colors. This is 2 colors in here. So the gentleman that painted, he's an artist. He took a lot upon himself in doing it. It was a modern brake system.
Yeah.
And, this is painting all the engine parts. So much to it, you know?
Oh, it's a lot
Painting
to
the wheel.
it. Yep. And I love how the
Putting
engine.
the wood in the
What
back.
wood is that?
It's an oak.
It's an oak, yeah.
Yeah. And this is the custom gas tank that's stainless steel polish. That's underneath.
I mean, we can't even see that, but it's still shining just like the rest of the car.
Yeah. And this is coming together or getting close, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely something.
This is when they put the windows in, and then they finish the dashboard. And then putting the chrome on. Well, the reflection in the paint. I mean, it's insane. You know?
Look at that.
And that was going away. We had I think we were taking it to get the exhaust done. I think that's where we were going. This is the man that painted it. And you can see on the wheel he painted the 2 different colors on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
He's actually right over there. He's there with the paint company.
What's the company called?
House of Color with a K.
House of Color. Okay, all right. Well, I appreciate that, Jimmy. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. You know that. Everybody else tells you it. But I love the story behind it, that it was your father drove a car like this, and you've got memories of being in the car with him, and now you've got one like it. Not like it, but similar to it.
It looks like it.
It looks like it, yeah. We'll leave it at that. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, definitely.